Welcome back to MIG LiquidityEdge. It's Most fucking Mayfair. What we're doing in this video is a very quick quant backtest for our algo. Effectively, we provide an order flow style indicator for TradingView without the need for extensive learning of DOM, footprint, heat maps, without the need to read endlessly for bookmaps, Sierra charts, deep charts. We provide it to you all in a clutter-free screen on a software that everyone is able to use. I've got so many files on here. We've already actually provided ourselves with the data from February 15th all the way to March the 7th. So that has already been inputted. So the first thing that we do is we run our zone check. Okay, so this will be our initial zone check here. We select our NQ, and we can see very quickly 980 zones were created. These are the full indexing, and then we run over to actually run our backtest as a whole. So we go on to Python. We select NQ to make sure that our actual point system, every 0.25 tick is $20 point. Select 1. And now we've got it running. What you can actually see here is that we start off testing our 1RR on a 15% buffer, 20% buffer, 15%, 30%, 40% stop loss buffer, and then our volume dominance, which dominance actually hits the best. Okie doke. So once that goes from 1RR, what we tend to do is look from 1 all the way up to 10, including the 0.5 percentages. So once this is done, I'll cut back to it. Three, two, one. There we go. Bam. Okay, so now we've got the completed results from February. Okay, so now this was run on a 50K account with one contract only. So we have our top ending balance. These are the top 10 trades that were actually completed. Now, this was done on an aggressive entry. If you actually go into the indicator, we have an aggressive, mid, and very safe. But then we also have the buffer multiplier to be able to provide us with the best results for this specific setup. So what we have here is a 47.6% return. Our net P&L was 23.8, profit factor of 1.5. Max drawdown on this was a 5.9. When we ran it earlier, we managed to get it down to a drawdown of minus 3.9. That's this result here, which actually came top 3 this time. Reason being is because I'm prioritizing our P&L because I trade this live as opposed to changing the parameters slightly for evaluations and prop firms. Okay, max drawdown of 9. Now remember, that was on a one lot size on a 50K account. That obviously gets halved when you got to 100K. It also gets halved if you use your micros within entries as opposed to your full contract size. We had 209 trades. Now remember, this is between Asia to London. There was no time session filter. It was the full shebang, 24 hours. And then we have the best win rate, or the best risk to reward of 2 with a buffer of 1. So a buffer multiplier of 1 basically means that if the stop loss, let's go to here as an example. If our stop loss, let's say our entry was here, if our stop loss was 1 and that was 25 points, 1 would have been 50 points, okay, with a RR of 2. That would have been the actual trade setup. And then an entry percentage of 0.2. Now, an entry percentage of 0.2 basically means if this is 0 to 100 from here to here, 20% of that, so let's say it's from 250 to 275, that's 25 points. 20% of that would be 2.5 by 2, it would be 5. So we go 5 points in. So as opposed to entry at 24750, we enter at 24755. Just 5 points in. Okie doke. That's what 0.2 means. And our DOM minimum is the breakdown of what we have as a filter. So this is at show only if it's at 70, and then that would be changed to 60. Okay, simple as that. So we will actually have this as a leaderboard, which I'll tag in. This was saved here. And this is the full saved leaderboard for the top 10 trade setups from February 15th to March the 7th.